Hi guys, I'm just making this video to show you how to construct your essay for the assignment that you're doing on genetics. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through a little example using this template. Now I'm going to type the answers into the template. What you can do is actually handwrite it because you'll be given one of these. And then the idea is that you use what you've put in the template to actually construct your written essay. So just to be clear, filling in this template is not the assignment. The template is here to help you construct your assignment, okay? But I think you'll find it very helpful. And once you've filled in the template, it's just a matter of finding the research to fill in the gaps and sort of bulk out your arguments. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to do an example. Now, I'm not going to do a genetics topic because I don't want to give you any answers if you're doing that topic. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say that I'm going to write an assignment about plastic surgery. Okay, so it's same sort of thing, discussing the ethical arguments for and against plastic surgery, as well as the details about what it is. So you'll see I've got numbers here. So number one is to put the topic, which I've just done. And then if we come down, what we're going to look at first is actually the ethical arguments for and against. And we're going to start with two sentences that basically start the two paragraphs. One paragraph is the arguments for, one paragraph is the arguments against. And I've got some options here for starting off your paragraph. So maybe what we could do, we could write some believe that. And then in our second box, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write plastic surgery. So that's my topic. So we've got our starter, then our topic. Some believe that plastic surgery can benefit people who have low self-esteem. Okay, so that would be like my first argument. What we're going to do then is we're going to start off our second paragraph, our arguments against. So we've got some other starters here. So I'm going to pick another one. So on the other hand, comma, and second box is going to be plastic surgery. And then I'm going to use an argument against. So let's say, on the other hand, plastic surgery may be used where it is not necessary. So that would be like my opening argument against. Okay, so we started off our two paragraphs. Now we're going to come back up to this opening box here, which is our first paragraph. And we're going to construct our general statements about plastic surgery. So it's really describing what the essay is going to be about. Now you can see here I've got define, details, and bring in others. So we're going to aim for that with our three sentences. So define means define what plastic surgery is. So plastic surgery is a medical procedure that alters people's bodies. Let's start with that. Details means giving a little bit more details. So let's say plastic surgery, actually we'll start it with it. It is commonly used after people are injured, but also for cosmetic reasons. Now, in your assignment, at this point, I want you to give some scientific details about how your technology works. So if you're talking about cloning, this is where you give details of how the cloning process works. It may mean using more than one sentence. For some of you, you may even find that you might want to write two introduction paragraphs. But for now, we're going to keep it simple and I've just made this up very quickly, but we're just going to leave it at one sentence. And then our third sentence is for bringing in others. So what that means is we're going to describe the extent of how big this this issue is. How many people are involved? So I'm just going to make up a number because I haven't actually done the research. This is just an example. Plastic surgery is conducted on 150,000 people worldwide every year. Okay. For your question, have a look at how common this issue is. Okay, so we're talking about the extent of the problem now. Now, the last sentence in my little introduction here is what we call a hedging sentence. Now, hedging means you could go either way. So we're not giving away whether we think plastic surgery is a good thing or not yet. We're sort of writing a sentence that could go either way. So, for example, a very simple one might be, there are some advantages and disadvantages to plastic surgery. Really simple one. You might be able to come up with a better one. It's up to you. But we're going to just leave that opening paragraph with a sentence that could go either way. Okay, what we're going to do now is fill in our arguments a bit further. So there's two things we want to add to these two paragraphs. First of all, we want to add some evidence. Okay, so for example, if we say something about it benefiting people who have low self-esteem, maybe we want to refer to a survey that has been done that shows that this is true. So we can give that evidence. The other thing that we can do is add in further arguments. So, for example, if we're going to add in further arguments, we can start with some of these sentence starters. For example, in addition, and then I'll write plastic surgery again, can be used to help people who have been involved in accidents and are disfigured. Okay, so we're giving another argument. So we use these connectors to link up our next argument. And down here, we might say another reason that plastic surgery is a bad idea is that the surgery can be dangerous. Okay, so we're linking up those arguments. And then as you write this, you can actually, after you've given these arguments, you can fill in your evidence after these sentences. Okay, so we could, if we say that, we could say a study in 2008 showed that, 10% of people suffered complications during plastic surgery. I just made that up, but that's an example of the sort of evidence that you could give to support that argument. Okay, and then finally we write our conclusion. Now I'll give you a list of ways that you can start your conclusion, but your conclusion is where you give your personal opinion. So we might write something like, after reviewing the evidence for and against, that's my starter, plastic surgery, my opinion is that, and then you give your opinion. Okay, and you might want to add in another sentence or two, just reinforcing why you have given that opinion. Now you'll see under number 6 here, there's visual literacy. Visual literacy means adding in pictures to support your argument. So you might, maybe you could add in an argument, a picture of someone before and after plastic surgery who's been involved in an accident. And maybe down here you could have a graph of people that have had problems with plastic surgery, for example. So that's what we mean by visual literacy. And then finally, number 7 is to do your bibliography. So this is where you need to list all of your references. If you aren't great at writing references, there's a website called citethisforme.com. You can go to that website, put in your references and it will actually generate a line for your bibliography. So that's just one tip there. Okay, I hope you've found that useful, and good luck with your essay writing.